Here we are connected to our Office of Finance solution. This is where we are offering to our customers one single area where they can manage the FP&A solution and the financial consolidation solution. What I want to focus first is on our FP&A agent that has been already embedded inside our platform and inside the reports that are available through our solution. If I go into the financial statement area, this is a standard dashboard that every CFO needs in order to have a full control around the financial statement. And here we have the income statement, the balance sheet, and the cash flow. There are built-in KPIs here in our screens, but what I want to do, I want to now trigger analysis leveraging the automated capabilities of our agent. As soon as I click into the new area, you see there is a set of built-in analysis that we can offer to our customers based on their favorite analysis. What I want to do with this demonstration, I want to focus and leverage the EBITDA analysis that we can run. As soon as I trigger here, you see the reasoning capabilities of the agent that is preparing a plan for the execution there. And it's important to understand that now is retrieving and understand the data through our semantic layer, something that is already part, something that can really simplify the way how the agent works there, and is retrieving, in this case, the metadata, and is also understanding through the semantic layer called datasets in our platform, where are the data and what are the data that needs to be queried in order to answer the user questions. And the type of analysis that I trigger is not only focusing on the EBITDA itself, but is also focusing, understanding what can be the reasons why this is happening, drilling down, for example, by legal entity to understand what are the main contributors of the problem here. What we can see in a glance by simply leveraging what our screens are already providing, I immediately know that there is a problem in my EBITDA, actual versus budget, right? But instead of drilling down and doing all the analysis for me, I'm leveraging the agent capabilities to do the analysis for me. And while the answer is streaming, let's review it a bit in a second. So first of all, for all the legal entities, I identified that there is a major drop there. Right? And we are 30% less, more or less, compared to the budget there. And this is something that we can easily get also by leveraging the screen. But what he did, he drilled down, he ran the analysis for every legal entity of the corporate, of the group, and identified that there is a concentration in the top 3 legal entities here that are causing the problem: Italy, UK, and Belgium. If we start to continue to drill down, what he did for every legal entity, he analyzed the entire profit and loss accounts to identify if there is also something related to it. For Italy, for example, identify that there is not only a revenue drop, but also an increase of the cost, on the variable cost, compared to what we had. What we can always do, we can always validate the results by leveraging always the drill down and the filtering capability of our platform around there. And you see they are matching what we found, like revenue, 16 millions, 12 millions in the actuals. They're exactly the same values there. And this is true for UK, Belgium, and so on, right? So overall, everyone has a drop in the volume in revenue here. And then what we do, we continue to focus on the top contributor in this case, the Italy, giving me also a narrative, what is happening there. With revenue drop of 16 millions to 12 millions, gross margin compressed by higher variable cost, EBITDA falls by negative 4 millions, indicating material volume mix shortfall amplified by a relatively inflexible cost base. What it did now, it did an elasticity analysis, EBITDA versus revenue for Italy, for the top contributor. As an index, what he found that is almost 1.4, and there is more EBITDA deteriorates more than the proportional to the revenue. This is a very important point when we want to to understand from accounting to economics what can be the impact there. And it's giving me an executive interpretation of the entire overall that he found. One thing that I want to demonstrate to you is, as an end user, you can always validate all the steps that he went through, but also the most important one, you can now understand where the data are coming from. The data source tab explains clearly from which dataset the agent retrieved the data, the structure of the data itself, in this case by rows and by columns, the selections that have been applied on the dataset to retrieve the data. And here we have a full executive interpretation. But I want to go a step further now. The agent is also suggesting me additional analysis for further analysis. That's another addition, an expansion of type of analysis that we can do. So here we are asking the agent to understand if from external conditions, if the drop in the volume that we saw so far is also due from some external factors. Leveraging the capability to interact with the signals and foresight tool, now the agent is able to retrieve data from a macroeconomic related to the Italy region that we are focusing on in this analysis and give me some explanations there.